Hi, my name's Mast with Goldin Auctions, and here are my top 5 tips if you're new to video game collecting. Number 5, find your focus. In any collecting aspect, it's really important to understand that there's a lot of stuff out there. When you are looking to collect, and especially when you're new to collecting, you want to focus on what interests you. Now, for people who play video games, you might not have played games in the 80s or the 90s. There might be games that you relate to that others don't. Just because a game is valuable and or collectible doesn't mean that it doesn't have that same value to you. It's one of these things where you want to focus on what interests you. If your focus gets too large, you start to stray away from what really interests you. Your collection may be impacted by that. And this goes for any realm of collecting. You should always try and understand your focus when you start, get good at your focus, and then move on from there, anything else that might interest you. Number 4, understanding additions. In video games, there are many additions to the games. There's a lot of different variations. Once you find your focus on that game and find the best variation possible, especially older games such as NES. Anything newer will also have different additions for the most part, but they're not nearly as complicated as NES. Number 3, understanding condition. Condition is highly important when collecting. Certain games might not be as rare as others, where condition is going to be the determining factor if that item is collectible. 2 things you will be looking for in condition of video games for the most part are the seal quality, which is the plastic seal around the game, and then the box quality, which is the box that contains either the disc or cartridge. Both aspects of those conditions have different things that might impact them. The box, for example, could get a ding to the corner, where the plastic could get a scratch from being shifted on the rack. All these things do equate to value and also the rarity of the item and the collectability. Number 2, sealed versus unsealed. When you're talking video games, some games are so valuable that they're even valued outside their original seal, while other games, unless sealed and in perfect condition, hold very little value. Some of the NES games, such as Tyson Punch-Out!, Mario Bros. No. 1, those even in CIB form are highly valuable and collectible. Other games from later eras will hold no value and can still be found at your local game shop. And number 1, how to grade and protect your games. Now that we just went through the last 4 steps, now it's time to actually protect your assets. One of the best ways to do that is by getting your game graded. The reason for that is it protects the assets for years to come and also suits those condition issues that we mentioned and pins them against other collectors to see if your eye is actually as good as you thought. Did you find possibly the best copy in existence? When getting your game graded, you absolutely should feel a little bit of anxiety, scared, and also excitement at the same time. It's in a faraway place, you spent a long time looking for it, and you're just waiting in purgatory trying to see if it's going to grade the way you thought. When you do get your grades, it's one of the more exciting days of being a collector. And it's something that, if you get the right grade, can be extremely rewarding. And for that reason, I would always suggest getting your items graded, and it's an experience unlike any other.